Hello and welcome to the GRADD Dialogue. Today, my guest is R.J. Palmer. He's a Senior Vice President at Compass Municipal Advisors. He provides municipal advisory services to cities, counties, water and sewer systems, health districts, and other special taxing districts that throughout in the Commonwealth of Kentucky, including the 7 counties of GRADD. Mr. Palmer's experience includes a variety of financing structure and investment strategies. Until 2015, RJ served as a state senator, representing Senate District 28, which includes Clark, Montgomery, and a portion of Fayette counties. And in 2010, he was chosen by his colleagues as a Senate Minority Floor Leader. I'm really honored to have you, RJ. I should be calling you Senator Palmer rather than RJ.
RJ is fine.
Prior to his Senate post, RJ served in the Kentucky House from 1999 to 2001. He's received his BA from Transylvania University and MBA from Eastern Kentucky University, where one of his sons, he's one of Western Kentucky, I believe. In addition, he has obtained his Series 50 qualifications by the Municipal Securities Rulemaking Board and is registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission. RJ, this is reading your bio. Oh gosh, I got a laundry list of things you could probably influence your fellow legislators when you were in the session, that you could help us out there as well. Again, welcome on the GRADD Dialogue. I know you made the presentation this morning with the GRADD Board of Directors. Yes, kind of talked about some of the things you do. So let's just go ahead and start it out. People may not know what is Compass Municipal Advisors, and why the area development districts.
All right. First, Jiten, thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it and appreciate the opportunity to have been able to present to your board earlier today. Compass Municipal Advisors is a financial advisory company providing municipal advisory services to cities, counties, special purpose governmental entities, or taxing districts, as we used to call them, instead of SPGEs, utility districts, water and sewer districts. And our function is to assist those governmental entities with capital needs. So if they have a project that their community is interested in building, it is our task and our responsibility to serve as a fiduciary to them, to help them structure a capital markets deal, to go out to the capital markets and obtain funding for those projects.
RJ, I'm looking at your face, and I'm dying to ask you, what prompted you after serving, in the key position in the House and the state and also in the Senate, to get out of the legislators and get into the financial institute?
Well, in Kentucky, the legislature is considered a part-time position. Right. So even when I was serving in the Senate and even as minority leader, I was still working in the financial advisory services industry. Just now have more time to do it and enjoy it very much. But certainly, it also, as I think I've shared with some others, it allows me to keep my toe into politics, right? So I get to work with lots of local government entities and meet lots of great people, but kind of to quench that thirst so that I don't run for office again. I'm having a better time making a living.
Again, thank you. And as I said earlier, that we always have in the local governments and regional government always some issues, some bills, and some communication challenges. That always love to have friends, in the high places, So we would sure have to use your, ability and also contacts and everything else. Going back on the municipal financing and everything else, you talked to the GRADD board, and you also been talking to other ad boards. So tell us about the connection that the RJ Palmer or the Compass Security has with the area development districts.
Sure, be glad to. In 1999, there was actually a program created by the Council of Ads called the Kentucky Area Development District Financing Trust. And the purpose of the program was to assist local government with their need, again, to raise capital. We became program administrator for that program about 5 or 6 years ago, I think. And through some of the changes in our industry, the program wasn't being utilized any further.
I see.
And I wanted to see if we could revitalize the program and bring it back out so that cities and counties have the ability to use it. One of the unique aspects of the program is that you can issue debt at a AA minus credit rating, which is on par with the state, quite honestly. And a lot of our smaller communities, cities, counties, or those special purpose entities, they don't have the ability to achieve that credit rating on their own. So that credit enhancement allows them to access the capital market and receive a lower cost of capital by reducing their interest rate.
So if a mayor or or elected official or even a special district person, water, sewer, or library, health, whatever,
yes,
listening to the show and what are the benefits for them? You said beside getting the maybe better financing, and what else would be?
I think the ultimate benefit to them is the access to lower cost of capital. There is also some standardization in the program, so the process is a little more streamlined than if you have a standalone, as we would refer to it, bond issue, where an entity would go out and receive their own credit rating, which is quite a vigorous process where you submit information to the rating agencies. You'll have a phone call with them, and then they will take it to their review committee, basically, to assign it a credit rating. We don't have to go through that process under the CAD Financing Trust.
I see.
So we eliminate that, and they simply get the benefit of issuing it that AA minus without that extra step.
RJ, is there any limitations on how big or small a community can take part? So can it be larger cities or the counties as well, or smaller ones?
Right. The only limitation size-wise would be what is the limitation by statute for cities, and then of course by constitution for counties. There is probably on the low end anything less than $1 million or maybe $750,000, particularly if it's a shorter term. Ideally for the program, you're looking at a financing of 10 years or greater. That's where I think we can create the most economies of scale for the borrower and provide the most benefit for them. If they have a project that's duration is less than that, then we can look at other options, but specifically to the GRADD program, $1 million or greater and probably a 10-year or longer duration.
So the reason this is tied to the ad has to be because ad is getting some benefits?
Yes.
Okay.
Right. Obviously there's an administrative fee that the area development districts have built into the program, and that administrative fee returns back to the Council of Ads for them to continue to operate and offer programs such as this for their members, which is a great benefit.
So any of my communities or special districts is thinking about maybe expanding or looking some more financing for whatever the construction could be, so they should contact our staff, and then we will contact work with you.
Yes, sir. They can contact your staff directly, and then we shared with the staff and the members of the board today kind of an informational flyer that I left with Kim, and then there's a short application on the reverse side of that flyer with some information that we'll need to kind of get started, but then we want to step in and be a partner with whatever member of GRADD seeks to use the program. It's not as if we just want them to use the program and then the relationship is over. Right. We want them to consider long-term capital planning. We want to look at their budget, look at their revenues and their expenses, see if there are ways that we can assist them. Again, as you noted, we're a licensed industry. So I have a fiduciary duty, a duty of care and loyalty to the borrower to give them sound financial advice. And in order to do that, I think we need to fully understand what their long-term plans are, as well as what the current project is.
So anybody who has not been involved in the past with RJ Palmer, the municipal securities and everything else, how would you characterize your agency compared to other financial institutions that person maybe more familiar with? Could be local banks or maybe local bond authority or things like that.
Right. What we have found in particular, if you look at, there are other programs similar to CAD throughout the state. The CAD program trades as well or better than any of those other programs. So again, if the ultimate goal is to achieve the lowest cost of capital. We believe we have the programs that could provide that.
And also helps the area development district getting some funds to,
That's correct.
to maybe expand and
Yes.
maybe provide more services and all that. Can you tell us the types of projects that you have financed in the past, and maybe even one or two that it could be in our region here in 7 counties?
You know, we've financed projects from water treatment facilities, wastewater treatment plants, judicial centers. We have financed a number of judicial centers within your region of the state. We've financed libraries, schools, extension offices, health departments, pretty much anything that would be government related. We've had some experience with it at some time.
That's excellent.
And we've done work, I believe, in each of the counties within the GRADD.
Ah, okay. And that could be also similar projects in all the 7 counties or so.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that means it has been already proven.
Yes.
Not only in all the part of the state of Kentucky, but also in over 7 counties. So
Yes, sir.
those, we can also kind of refer those to any potential agency or the municipality thinking about borrowing some more funds and everything.
Right,
else.
and every borrower and every project is different. And so again, as the fiduciary, it is our responsibility to come in and look at the project and look at the entity or the borrower and determine what is their best course of action to get the lowest cost of capital. And it's not always the CAD program, right? Sometimes there are borrowers who don't need that. They can achieve that credit rating on their own. We can assist them with that as well.
And this is not the solely financing through your agency, or this is a combination of funds, or how do people generally do those things?
Right. So we are just an advisory firm.
I see.
So I'm not a bank.
Right.
Our responsibility again is to structure a deal and then take it to the capital market for a competitive bid.
I see.
So there will be a number of underwriting firms or people who buy public debt, right? Who loan public entities money, who will they will bid on that bond issuance, and we will analyze those bids and determine which is the best bid and make that recommendation to the city or county.
By going with you guys with the great credibility and the history and everything else, they get a better financing rates from the lending institutions and everything.
Right, that's correct. And because of our team at Compass has over 30 years experience within this industry, we have lots of relationships, and so we can reach out to those folks to make sure they're aware of what we are offering or what we're working on. The other thing is, I think we have a very good reputation, and so when underwriters see a deal that's brought to market by us as Compass Municipal Advisors, they trust that the deal will be structured correctly and that the borrower has gotten sound financial advice from us.
RJ, I can tell you that in our region as well, there is a tremendous demand for redoing the water source systems and community facilities, because it has been years and everything else, and plus with the new many new elected officials getting in the position, they have their own dream and passion to more growth and financing. So I want to wish you best of luck, and anybody would like to contact, they can contact GRADD, but can you give us your telephone numbers?
Sure. My contact information is on the flyer that GRADD has, but you can reach me at rj.palmer@compassmuni.com, or my cell phone is 859-621-8812. Obviously, we spend a lot of time on the road, so the cell phone is probably the easiest way to reach me.
Well, thank you, and best of luck, and so glad that you came to our region and talk about all those things. So,
thank you very much.
Right, We've been talking to RJ Palmer with the Compass Municipal Financing and the strategies. So if you have any questions or thinking about financing or building a new projects or so, you can always contact GRADD, and we can probably connect that to the RJ Palmer. And again, if you have any question, give me a call at 270-926-4433. And thank you. Hello, and welcome to the GRADD Dialogue. My guest today is Brittany Johnson. Brittany is a newcomer to Owensboro. She's, president, CEO, chief of everything at the GO-EDC, Greater Owensboro Economic Development Corporation. She began with that position in December 2018, so about 6 weeks or so. She earned a bachelor's degree in marketing from University of Southern Indiana in Evansville, and a graduate of Oklahoma University's Economic Development Institute, one of the top-notch institute in the country, where she completed her advanced coursework focusing on business retention and expansion and marketing and the real estate development. Ms. Johnson, or the Brittany, comes to Owensboro having previously served as the Executive Director of the Posey County, Indiana Economic Development Partnership. Johnson was honored by the Tri-State Business Journal with the Top 20 Under 40 Award, great honor, in 2018, and also Posey County Young Professional of the Year in 2017. Also, Elk Citizen of year of 2017, and the Kiwanis Presidential Award in 2015. Very active, Brittany. Prior to serving our economic development capacity in Posey County, she also served as the Posey County Director of the Southern Indiana Chamber of Commerce. So you have been Chamber of Commerce, economic development, community service, nonprofits. You've done everything.
Yeah, I can't say no, I guess, right? That's my problem.
Well, welcome to the world.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Kind of describes my early years or so. And again, once you, and I think kind of gets in your blood of helping folks and communities and creating something that is going to be long-term impact. So we are we're really proud to have you in Owensboro, also in the GRADD region. So kind of let's just talk about GO-EDC. Sometime people. We went through singular, then combined, then now back to singular, and all those things. You're going to tell us what is the mission of GO-EDC and why, with all that great history that you have in Indiana, why did you decide to come down to Owensboro?
Sure. So our mission ultimately is just to increase the tax base. So really, if you take a step back and try to work backwards and look at, okay, so how do we increase the tax base? I think first, building the relationships, building them here locally, regionally, at the state level, and then ultimately nationally to increase the tax base. So job growth, and research has gone to show that the majority of your job growth comes from your existing employers. So rather expansion projects, but then also ancillary companies that might locate here because of a company that's in Davis County, the MSA, or even across the river into Indiana, Henderson, whatever it might be. So that's really ultimately our mission and our goal. And I think that you had mentioned my previous experience, but at the end of the day, our goal is to touch people's lives and make their lives better, even though we might not meet them, with just job growth or better opportunities for them, for our community as a whole, I think is very important. So,
Brittany, that's so refreshing to you start out talking about increasing the tax base. In the past, people talk about in that position, I'm going to create high-paying, manufacturing jobs and all those things. But it is true. It is increasing the tax base. And the second word you used was the building relationship. Those two together are generally changing the whole region rather than only relying on bringing, manufacturing industries and things like that. So this is a great way to start,
Yeah.
So let's talk about your office. I know this, even though it's 6 weeks, but you have done similar positions in the past. So tell us what is GO-EDC? Who are the members? Who are the board members? So, or at least give us some idea so the audience can understand the EDC and its mission.
Sure. So most importantly, our team is myself, and then we have two others. So Becky McCubbins has been in the role for a little over 20 years, and so she is our Senior Director of Economic Development. And Cindy Riney has been in the position for right over a year, and she is currently our Business Office and Communications Manager. So first, without those two, I would have a hard way to go because they have been absolutely phenomenal in helping me get my feet on the ground. Our Board of Directors is made up of investors in the organization. So we have 32 on our board of directors, and it's really across the board. We have representatives from the hospital, from area banks, the Chamber of Commerce and EDC. We share a agreement where we have a member of their board serve on our board and a member of the EDC board serve on the Chamber board. So really it's a good mix of individuals throughout the community. We also have a good relationship with Hancock County and Ohio County as well. So they are a part of our board. But that's really how the organization is made up. And we are, looking at our board makeup, and we hope to increase the board support, and of course that comes along with increasing our board size as well in the near future.
You mentioned that one of the things that you would like to do is to provide more assistance to the existing business and industry in the region, which is, I guess, Davis, McLean, and Hancock, Ohio region, or so for you guys. Tell us how you plan to do in providing more, vision or awareness and exposure to the existing businesses.
Sure. So I have already met with all the investors that are currently serve on our board. Currently, I am tasked with meeting with all of the companies just in Davis County that are 50 employees or more. So I met with about half of those, and then we're going to hire a business retention and expansion workforce liaison in the very near future, hopefully second quarter of 2019. That will be tasked with meeting with companies of 20 employees or more to start with, and then kind of get down in the weeds and figure out what companies are looking to expand, how we can assist them, and really trying to piece together our existing companies, our post-secondary education, and then also our institutions for higher learning here in Davis County, and figure out how we all can work together to fill that talent pipeline and make sure our existing businesses are flourishing.
You mentioned the talent pipeline.
Yeah.
Seems like that is getting to be the buzzword of this century or so, and it is true. I think that in your position you see more than we do actually, but we need the skilled employees and the talent pipeline. So tell us, and maybe when you talk about that, tell us how does that complement or work together with the efforts being done at the the GRADD office with the workforce development.
Yeah, so you took the words right out of my mouth. Really, a lot of different organizations I have found out in just my short time here are working on workforce and talent, and how do we attract talent to Owensboro, to Davis County, to our MSA. And that is the question of the day, for sure. But I think the first step that's very important is that GRADD, the Chamber of Commerce, the airport, the riverport,
sure.
the Visitors Bureau. We all have to come together and work together. Everyone that is working on workforce, working on attraction, we all have to have a game plan and a consistent message. So I'm looking forward to having those conversations and starting those meetings monthly to kind of get on top of this and customize our own attraction piece.
I know, learning about your past experience, and also listening to you about the vision and everything else. I'm sure you have some sort of goals that within 5 years I'm going to do these and all those things. Can you tell us about some of your priority as a new CEO of GO-EDC?
Yeah, so first of all, like I'd mentioned, I'd met with a lot of individuals. That's pretty much been, the past 6 weeks, and it's still continuing. The organization developed a strategic plan in 2016. So we have that great strategic plan. I'm taking all the feedback that I'm gathering from meeting with all of these organizations and all of these companies, putting that together with our strategic plan, which is going to focus on business retention and expansion, workforce, new job growth, some internal organization, transparency, newsletter, what's the EDC doing this quarter type of information. And so pulling all that together and then creating an action plan with working alongside our board to create this action plan that will show, okay, in 5 years, we want to achieve ABC. Right. So today, this is what we're going to do to be well on our way.
So really you are working towards an action plan, because again,
yes.
sometimes that is the main thing as far as some of the target that you guys want to meet. And as a regional agency like GRADD, we are always ready to help you guys to meet your target,
of course.
Which in turn helps our communities to grow and create that what you term as the increasing the tax base, and also creating more partnership with the public and private and everybody else.
Yeah, and to that point, something I think that's very important is I definitely don't want to duplicate efforts. So, I want to make sure that we're a good partner as well. And, I would love, GRADD or the Chamber, to assist us on some of our initiatives, and, we would reciprocate that in return. So I think that's very important.
I think that we're looking forward to that as well, because I think in the past, history will show that a big mega project or even regional initiative comes up that affects 2 or 3 counties, and even though GO-EDC may take the lead, that you bring in all the players together at the table and kind of figure out what is the best way to do that, avoid some of the duplication and misunderstanding,
Yes.
and also minimize the waste of resources and everything else. So that's great.
Yes.
We want to wish you best of luck on those things.
Thank you.
But you did not answer what brought you from Indiana to Kentucky.
We got off subject, didn't we?
Yeah.
So, honestly, I was, whenever I heard about this opportunity here in Owensboro, my husband and I had some conversations, and, honestly, the job is a driving force, but we were familiar with Owensboro, obviously not on the level that I am now, but we were familiar with Owensboro. We have a 6 and a 4-year-old, and so we would come over and spend the day playing on the playground and, going to eat lunch downtown, and we have been to the fireworks show, and we've been to the museum, and so we just really loved Owensboro. And then once we started looking into Owensboro, to the school systems and to other events and different things that are going on here in Owensboro, we knew that it would be a great place to raise our kids and a great place to live. And so all of those things compiled into one, and we decided that it'd be a great move and a great opportunity. So my oldest daughter is in kindergarten right now, so as soon as she finishes the school year in May, we'll make the move. So I'm commuting back and forth, but that will be over soon, so temporary.
This kind of shows that all the efforts in the recent past, as far as the downtown, the playground,
Yes.
and some of the downtown improvements. And that was also one of the goals that time, was to bring in the young talent back to Owensboro, and I guess we have achieved that by you moving from across the river to come to Owensboro and then and to take on this important position for the region and for the community.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's very exciting.
Yes,
We're very
yes.
excited to be a part of the Owensboro community, and I do have to add that everyone has been so welcoming and so nice so far, and I know that's going to continue, but it's just been great.
Within 6 weeks, I can notice that your enthusiasm and dedication to this area is going to be great for all of us.
Thank you.
Wish you best of luck.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Sure. We've been talking to Brittany Johnson, our newest CEO of the GO-EDC, about what is in for the Owensboro-Davis County and this region to benefit from the new initiatives and also taking care of the existing industries and businesses. If you have any questions about Brittany's vision, plan, or as well as want to know more about her, you can always contact her at the GO-EDC, or you can call me at the GRADD office. And have a great day. Thank you.